Now, since Thanksgiving is this week, I decided to, this whole week, review a bunch of Thanksgiving movies, maybe once or twice a day. And so first, I'm going to review my favorite Thanksgiving movie of all time, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, I know some of you might not think it's a Thanksgiving movie, but it's taking place on Thanksgiving. The concept's about Thanksgiving, so I think of it as a Thanksgiving movie. And this movie stars Steve Martin and John Candy, both fantastic comedy actors. And it's about Steve Martin, who's trying to get home for Thanksgiving to see his wife and kids. And then mishaps start to happen because of John Candy. And so he has to travel with him to get to Chicago to see his family. Now, the main thing why I think Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is so great is of the combo of Steve Martin and John Candy. The two of them were hilarious together. Because of how John Candy did so good as the goofball, and Steve Martin did so good as the annoyed guy. And they both shine as both of those characters. The first time I saw this movie, in almost every single scene, because the whole movie takes place with the two of them, I laughed out loud every single scene. Which, you guys might think is crazy. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Now let's get on what I did like and what I didn't like about this movie. What I did like about this movie, of course, what I mentioned earlier was the combo of Steve Martin and John Candy. They both were hilarious. In every scene, there was something to remember about. I'm serious. Every freaking scene. Even though this movie is like hilarious and as I mentioned, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, it surprisingly has some good drama. I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's actually some pretty good drama. And no, this is directed by John Hughes here. And he mostly directs comedies like The Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And also, the concept of this movie inspired other movies, like, for example, Due Date. If you've seen Due Date and haven't seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, now you know describing the plot from this movie. You know Due Date was inspired by Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And as for what I didn't like, nothing. There's nothing I didn't like about this movie. Yeah, surprising. Overall, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. What I mentioned earlier, it's my favorite Thanksgiving movie of all time. And as you probably already guessed, I'm giving this movie 5 out of 5 stars. It definitely deserves it. I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So that's my review of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, guys. And I really hope you enjoyed my review. And I'm Lucas Stringer. I'll see you guys later.